Hey, it's Eric G. Around the House is sponsored by Baldwin Hardware. For 75 years, Baldwin Hardware has been known for its first-class quality and craftsmanship in door and cabinetry hardware. As an alumnus of the Baldwin Hardware Design Council, I can say I have seen the details and quality from design to the finished product. If you're looking for a new style and old-world craftsmanship, I can tell you there is only one Baldwin Hardware. Check out what would look great in your home at baldwinhardware.com.
It's Around the House. When it comes to remodeling and renovating your home, there is a lot to know, but we've got you covered. This is Around the House.
Welcome to Around the House Show. This is where we talk about home improvement every week. Thanks for joining us. Happy midweek, everybody. I can't believe we're getting this close to Christmas. It's sneaking up on me. It feels awesome. Today at my house, it's a foggy one out this morning, so it definitely feels a little frozen. And for us here in my area, that definitely makes it feel a little bit more like the holidays, which I love. And I absolutely love that. Well, today I wanted to talk about a few things. One, we're going to talk about the color of the year for next year. And then first, I wanted to kind of do some cleanup here and make some announcements and talk about some stuff going on here for 2023. So first off, we are going to have our own TV show, Around the House Northwest, that I'll be hosting, starting out here in the Portland market. So you'll be able to catch that on Fox 12 Plus here in Portland, Oregon, on Gray Television. And hopefully we'll be expanding that out across the country at a later date. We're working on that. We want to be able to kind of get a good jog in before we run. And we'll be doing that. But here's the good news. When that airs, starting February 18th, anybody will be able to stream it. So you'll be able to catch it as it airs on television, and then it's going to live on YouTube. So there's going to be a ton of new video content with exact ways of DIY projects that I'll be walking you through step by step. So it'll be a little bit different than this show, and don't worry, this show's not going anywhere. The podcast isn't going anywhere. The radio show's not going anywhere. We're just adding to my workload, which is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing on videos. So we will have a ton of video content for you to learn from, and that will start airing on February 18th on that Saturday. So just stay tuned for that. That's coming up. We start filming in January, so it's going to be a busy time. So you might see me doing a little less on social media between now and then, just because I got a lot of setup to do and working with advertisers and that kind of stuff, because, that's how this stuff pays the bills, is those advertisers, because, that makes it so you don't have to pay anything. So make sure and support those advertisers, whether it's on the podcast or the radio or the television. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, today I wanted to talk about the color of the year, and it's so funny because the color of the year is all over the board this year. Sometimes they're all kind of the same. Sometimes they all work together. But every single company has a wildly different color of the year. So let's go down the list here. One of the biggest ones that I always look at is Pantone. And Pantone is kind of one of the color kings out there. They're the ones that pick out colors for the year. They're a big color standard out there, because that way in advertising you can call out a Pantone color and everybody knows what that color is. So that works out really well. Their color of the year for 2023 is Viva Magenta. So it is just what you think. It is a bright magenta, kind of blush tone, bold pinkish red is their 2023 color of the year. Their quote is an unconventional shade for an unconventional time, but it's still not Barbie pink. So there's the good news right there. So that's cool. So it's going to be interesting to see how that gets used. It is a bright and vibrant color. And so if we go over to like Krylon, the spray can people, Spanish moss is their color of the year. And it is kind of the green. They're saying green is quickly becoming the new neutral as homeowners opt for comforting colors. And we're not doing that bright whites anymore. But the 2023 color of the year for Krylon is Spanish moss, which I'd call it a deep forest green that kind of just gives you that almost the green of a fir tree, of it just, walking into that fir forest. That is what that color is. And so they're really going that way. And then on the other side of that, we've got Raspberry Blush by Benjamin Moore. That color, definitely bright, cheery. It's kind of it's a raspberry blush. So it's got a little bit of a clay color to a bright raspberry. So it's kind of muted that way. But it's an interesting color. So it's bright. It's, it's going to be really warm, but it's going to be a lot of color. But it does work with, the white and beige color, so you can match that in there as well. Now, another one that's big, Dunn Edwards, Terra Rosa, which is a pink clay mauve color. I'll be honest, it starts to nod toward those 90s mauve colors, which is a little close to me, so I'm not a huge fan of that. I got to let go of that. But this Terra Rosa, which is a kind of terracotta rose color, mauve as I call it, is what it is. Now, here's another one that's an interesting kind of blush color as well. Redend Point by Sherwin-Williams. Blush and beige. Redend Point by Sherwin-Williams is kind of a subtle pink undertone to warm things up. So it's very much kind of looks like almost a color of makeup that you would see out there. So it is something very much, it'll work really good with greens, blues, and browns. It's a really cool color, by the way. And I think it's really just kind of a warm, subtle, with a slight feminine touch to it. So it's cool that way. And then Walmart has their paint, Better Homes and Gardens. Their color is Canyon Ridge. Very southwestern color. So Canyon Ridge is an orange meets pink paint color. Kind of almost adds as a near neutral when you put it on the walls, but it's interesting. So it's kind of a spin on a terracotta. And interesting stuff, but that is another color there. Now, our Behr paint that you see in Home Depot, Blank Canvas is their color, which is basically the color I have in the walls of my house right now. It would probably exactly match it if I was going to guess it just by looking at it. But it is a creamy shade of white, and it's very much a warm neutral. It is very much a safe, easy color. So it is a very relaxing color. So it's not that bright white, but it's just that creamy, almost vanilla, real vanilla ice cream color without the speckles, if you know what I mean. So it's in there. And then another color here by Glidden Paint, Vining Ivy, which is very a blue-green with a heavy on the blue probably. Very tranquil type color. You can use that also in, more contemporary or even classic styles. But it is very versatile, but it is a blue-green jewel tone, kind of what you'd see, and very bright, very bluish too. So it's blue-green, and I'd probably wouldn't do a whole room that color unless you really wanted to make a bold statement, but it's an interesting Vining Ivy by Glidden. And then another one here that kind of goes back to some of the other ones here that I would say is very close to maybe what the Sherwin-Williams color is. And this one gets a little interesting. It's a little different, but Rustic Greige by Dutch Boy. So this is gray beige, subtle red undertones, same kind of thing, very earth tone, warm. And that's another one. You're seeing some of these warm colors really come in as a hot color. And then, of course, Valspar, they got to come up with something different. They have their colors of the year because they didn't want to just pick one. So they have 12 livable paint colors, which is kind of a mix of soft neutrals, sweet pastels, soothing shades, blue and green. So they've got their colors. Some of the interesting ones they have is Gentle Violet, which is kind of a trick color. I like this color. It looks white, but when you put it up against something white, the violet pops. So it's a really soft color, and it's kind of a mind trick. So it's a very cool color. I like this, actually. Not cool as in color temperature, but cool as in fun. So that's a fun one there as well. I would love to use that. I might even find a place in my house, someplace for this. I I might change my bathroom color to that, to be honest. It's that kind of a cool color. So I might see a change color in my bathroom that I just painted this last year. So that could be a change down the road. And then another one here that they have, Southern Road, which is kind of another cool color. This one here is down in that, we're seeing a trend here, right? That Southern Road is kind of that clay pink, it's got that brown undertone out of the pink. We're still into that kind of terracotta-ish, but with more of a pink red version to it. And then the other one that I saw in here that's pretty cool by Valspar is their Everglade deck. And I'll make sure and say that correctly. That is, again, that blue-green color. So we're starting to see these kind of mauve peach clay and the green-blue, not turquoise, but the other side of that, almost a hunter green with blue in it to get that Everglade deck. So you take a midnight blue and put a bunch of green in it, and you're probably close to that. And that is the other color of the year. So pretty cool. That's what I saw so far out there. The colors of the year. There's a lot of different stuff out there. And make sure and have some fun painting. It's painting season. After you take the tree down, I tell you what, it's a great time to do some interior painting, especially when you're stuck inside. It can be a lot of fun and do something different. I might just, after doing this story here, I might just have to paint that bathroom again. And not that I love painting bathrooms because it's a pain, but that's not one of my favorite rooms to paint, but it could be one of the next colors. So something to think about. Well, guys, we got a great show coming up ahead this weekend. You have to watch the tease on it, but we've got 1 hour. The first hour, we're going to be talking about the handful of things, and I won't say 10 because I think we went into a little bit more than that, things that you don't want to buy at the home center, and a handful of things you do. So we talk about some of the things that you think you're getting a good deal on that you're not. So we're going to talk about saving you some money, saving you some headaches. And then as well, we've got a great guest, hour number 2, that I'm going to leave here as a surprise. But you'll be able to catch that on the tease on Thursday. So you can pay attention to the podcast then. But we've got a great show coming up. And then later on here, we're going to have some fun. In the next few weeks, I'm going to go through and curate over the holidays here some of my favorite bits out of episodes. So little nuggets of information that you might have missed or maybe even didn't make it in the show. I'll be putting those together and creating a couple weeks of that. So we're going to have some fun on revisiting some stuff that I think a lot of people missed that are great information for you and your house. All right, everybody. Stay safe out there. The weather's crazy. All you down in the south with tornadoes and up in the Midwest with the snow. Everybody be safe out there. I've got friends and family in both of those right now. So thoughts out to you guys. And let's make sure that we take some R&R time over the holidays for all of us and create some space so we can relax a little bit and enjoy the holidays. It's been a tough year. It's been a tough 3 years for many. Maybe it's a good time to rally the troops and just enjoy the holidays this year, no matter what you believe in. All right, everybody, have a great rest of the week. And thanks again for listening to Around the House.
Somewhere unseen and undiscovered, anywhere beyond the mean. Life is a love song, let's be lovers. We're all over the radio. Take my hand, I know where to go. All over the radio with you.
Hey, it's Eric G. from Around the House. Are you planning a decking or siding project this year? If you are, you've got to check out my friends at Millboard. Millboard is a completely different kind of composite decking and cladding that enhances outdoor spaces with enduring distinction. Hand-molded from the finest oak, it realistically mimics the natural grain and color of premium hardwood. If you're looking for something that doesn't look like plastic and instead real wood, check out millboard.com. Make sure and check out that interview we did just a few weeks back. That's millboard.com.